Belinda Doveston, and it is great to have you join me on the I Ching Cafe for our weekly I Ching overview. This is our first full weekly overview for December, with the week commencing the 6th of December 2021. So, what happened last week? We had such an interesting, beautiful combination of energies, that of Hexagram 29, deliverance, of getting to a place of success or safety or transcendence after a long period of difficulties, and pushing upwards, Hexagram 46, growth and opportunities, and leaning into the opportunity to really grow and make progress. So what was that for you? For me, I spent years procrastinating over a new computer. I know, really ridiculous, and finally got my new computer. And of course, the deliverance after struggling for the last few years with a slow old girl. Now I'm like cooking with gas, is really, really fast. Took the plunge, it's all happened. And wow, really an amazing experience. So for me, that was my huge deliverance over years of procrastination, and how it's going to help me with my growth going forward. So what was your deliverance last week? What was the growth that you tapped into, the potential that you tapped into, that you could lean into and grow with? Right, so many hours of happy computing in my future. So let's have a look at this week. What is the I Ching asking us to pay attention to? And so this week, our I Ching is guiding us to a locked hexagram. We certainly love these locked hexagrams in the last couple of months. And so this week, our locked hexagram is hexagram 30, radiance, also known as the clinging. And it is the doubling of fire. Fire trigram on the top, fire trigram on the bottom. So what does a locked hexagram mean? It means that when I cast the coins for the question for this week, which is what should we focus on, there were no changing lines that came out. There were no coins that showed a 6 or a 9. The coins added up to a 7 or to an 8. Okay, more on this on another episode. And so what that means is it's a very locked, fixed, rigid view, static energy. And in my view, with these questions, what it's really saying to us is double down on this. Really, really focus on this. There's no changing lines and outcome hexagrams and all that. This is just what it is. Okay, so 30, radiance. With fire, fire is such a powerful symbol. We can't not look at it. And the best way of thinking about fire, and this hexagram as well, is the campfire. Okay, all of us crowded around the campfire, connecting to each other, sitting in a circle, and there's something around fire and all staring into the fire that binds us together. If we put good quality wood into this fire, it burns brighter and longer. If we use poor fuel, or if we use wet wood, it fizzles and it pops and it dissipates. So this hexagram is calling our attention to building up the fire, asking us to ask some fundamental questions around what is our fuel, what is our spiritual fuel, our mental fuel that sustains us. Are we putting in wet wood? Are we putting in beautiful, long burning wood? What are we using? So when we think about fire, we think about radiance, and we think about creating clarity, and we think about connecting people and ideas together, burning brightly together. This is very much a team hexagram. And if you are applying the I Ching to your business, I would say for this week, one of the things that you need to focus on as a leader is, how can I get my team to burn brighter? How can I make sure my team has the right fuel to inspire them and to motivate them and to make them feel like what they are doing on a day-to-day basis is connecting to something meaningful. It's purposeful. It's not just I rock up at work because I'm going to get a salary. It's because we are doing something special, or we are contributing something to society, or we are making a difference in people's lives. So what is that fuel that binds everything together? I often think of this hexagram as connecting to your core values. Once again, for a team and for a business, what are the core values that bind everyone together, that illuminates what we do, that is the center pillar that pulls everybody in the team together? And considering a lot of people are having their year-end functions at this time of the year, I would really encourage you to think about how you can really use this time of year to recognize people, to bring people together, and not in a way of like the silly year-end party that, we're getting free drinks at. It's not that kind of idea. It's about actually really having an opportunity to connect with each other and to connect to what is really important, and to have that campfire idea. Maybe have a campfire as a team. This idea of really binding together in a way that's meaningful. So work with that in your teams. Either which way, what this hexagram tends to bring us is it brings us illumination. Okay, because the bigger the fire, the more we can see outside the perimeter of this inner circle. And it's always good to have a view that extends beyond the core people that are all the same like us. So expect in this week, there's a likelihood of insights and perspectives and becoming aware of things that we hadn't seen before, and being open to saying, oh, I had no idea these two things were connected. I had no idea that when I'm triggered by that person, it's actually this issue that is what is driving my trigger. And so illumination and clarity can come because we can see brighter. And of course, we can help others see beyond their confined myopic perspectives. We all have myopisosis, or whatever it's called, being absolutely myopic on particular issues. So perhaps you can, without judgment, just create a bit of light for someone to see what's sitting behind them that they can't yet see. That insight that just can change everything in a heartbeat. So if we think about, we're still in Youthful Folly for the monthly overview, second month in a row. I think this clarity is really going to help that maturing of our perspective of what we need to see and what we need to develop. And I'm thinking particularly that first changing line we had for December and this week are very strongly connected. Let's see what we now can illuminate because we see things differently. And maybe on a global scale, we'll see things come out in the news that are illuminatory. We see things and we hear things and we learn things that were hidden before. Who knows? All right. Thank you so much. Short and sweet with our locked hexagram. Thank you so much for being here with me this week. Have a wonderful illuminating week where the fire of radiance brings illumination and clarity and warmth to you. Thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you on the socials, and I'll see you back here soon.